Sophie was shocked. Perhaps she had just discovered that Stefano, the man she believed was her future husband, had a secret family. This revelation completely devastated her. But there was something Sophie didn't know yet, something that would change her view of love and trust forever. Before continuing with this incredible story, I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventures. Enjoy. Sophie was a young woman full of life, with dreams and ambitions like anyone else. She had always had a sunny personality, capable of lighting up a room with her smile. She worked as a freelance graphic designer and loved her job because it allowed her to express her creativity and manage her time as she saw fit. Her life seemed to be going well. She had trusted friends, a loving family, and a relationship that, up until that point, seemed perfect. Stefano, the man she had met a year earlier, had entered her life like a fresh spring breeze, bringing with him the promise of a bright future. He was charming, confident, and seemed to have all the makings of Sophie's dream man. Yet, there had always been a small shadow in their relationship. Stefano was extremely private about his personal life. He had never talked much about his family, nor had he ever invited her to his house. Sophie, in love as she was, had chosen not to give too much weight to this situation, preferring to focus on the positive aspects of their story. But that night, everything changed. Sophie was attending her best friend's hen party when she saw Stefano enter a restaurant with a woman and 2 children. Who were those people? Why had Stefano never told her about them? The situation seemed surreal, as if she had suddenly fallen into a nightmare from which she couldn't wake up. Stefano saw her and froze, his gaze betraying a mixture of guilt and fear. When one of the children called Stefano Daddy, reality hit Sophie like a punch in the stomach. The truth was right before her eyes, cruel and undeniable. The man she loved was not who he said he was. Without making a scene, Sophie returned to the table with her friends, her heart broken. Her friends tried to comfort her, but she just felt the need to escape, to get as far away as possible from that place that now seemed suffocating. In the following days, Stefano tried to contact her in every way, but Sophie didn't respond. The pain of the discovery was too great, and she could not think of anything other than her naivety, the fact that she had placed her trust in a man who had betrayed her in the most vile way. She felt lost, without points of reference, and the world she had built around Stefano seemed to be collapsing like a house of cards. But life, with its unpredictable sense of humor, still had surprises in store for Sophie. One day, while she was walking absent-mindedly through the streets of Verona, the heel of her shoe got stuck in a grate. As she tried to free it, a man tripped over her, knocking her to the ground. In that moment of chaos and embarrassment, their lives unexpectedly intertwined. The man, who introduced himself as Michael, apologized profusely and, in a mixture of embarrassment and gallantry, proposed to have a coffee to make amends. Sophie, still hurt by the story with Stefano, initially hesitated, but something in Michael intrigued her, and in the end, she accepted. What was supposed to be just a quick stop at the bar turned into hours of conversation. Michael was different from Stefano. Open, sincere and with a smile that seemed capable of healing the deepest wounds. He seemed to be everything Sophie needed at that moment. Soon, their dating turned into a full-blown relationship. Michael made her laugh. He made her feel appreciated and loved. But there was one small detail that began to haunt Sophie. Michael had never introduced her to his family, nor had he invited her to his home. The past with Stefano had left deep scars in Sophie. Every time Michael had to cancel an appointment or answer an unexpected call, Sophie found herself reliving the pain of Stefano's betrayal. Trust, that solid foundation on which a relationship is built, began to falter. One evening, while they were having dinner with friends, Michael's phone rang and a photo of a woman appeared on the screen. Michael quickly got up, visibly nervous, and left the restaurant to answer the call. Sophie watched him from the window, wondering if she was about to discover a new, devastating truth. If you like the story, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your support. When Michael returned to the table, he announced that he had to leave for a family emergency. Sophie, her heart in her throat, offered to accompany him, but he declined, kissing her quickly and leaving her there with a knot of growing anxiety. In the days that followed, Michael did not contact her, further increasing her fears. When she finally received a message from him, short and detached, Sophie felt the chill of anguish. Could she really be deceived again? Determined to find out the truth, Sophie followed him one day and saw him enter a house with a young woman. Her blood ran cold in her veins. Once again, it seemed that fate was playing tricks on her. Moved by anger, Sophie approached the door and rang the bell. When Michael appeared in the doorway, visibly surprised to see her, Sophie exploded in a torrent of accusatory words, shouting out all her frustration. But the response she received left her speechless. The young woman who had accompanied him out was Emily, Michael's younger sister, and inside the house was Beatrice, Michael's ailing mother. Michael explained, his eyes full of remorse, that he had not told her about his family situation because he did not want to burden her with his problems, preferring to manage everything on his own. Sophie, who had initially felt betrayed, now felt deeply saddened by the burden Michael had had to carry alone. Their relationship resumed with a new awareness, based on understanding and sharing difficulties.